guest today, my good friend Josh York from Gym Guys, the fastest growing fitness franchise in America. Josh, how you doing, my friend?
Ken, I couldn't be better, my friend. Doing well. Thank you for having me on.
Hey, man, thanks for your time. This is probably the second or third time we've connected on Instagram Live and then as well as on our Growth Stack Drive virtual summit. Again, dude, honored for your time today. Super grateful. And dude, would love for you to take just a minute. Tell our audience a little bit about who you are if this is the first time connecting with us, about who you are and exactly what you've got going on right now.
Well, I'm extremely handsome. Okay, so we start off with that first off. All right. Number two,
the best looking bald guy in the room. Is that what you're saying?
Well, listen, there's a lot of beautiful bald people right now on this call. So, no, but I'm the founder and CEO of Gym Guys. We are the fastest growing in the personal training space in the world. We're disrupting the industry, and not to sound insensitive to what's going on right now, but gyms have become Blockbuster Video. We become Netflix. It's pretty much what's happened. But we bring the workout to you, and we come in our fully loaded van, and we provide accountability. So that's exactly what we do, and it's fantastic. We help people. We change lives. We're obviously a franchise, so we also offer franchises as well, and that's what I do.
And talk to me about when you had this concept from the very beginning of taking this concept from being just a dream to being able to take this and really flesh that out and watch that thing begin to grow. Talk to me about that process and what that looked like, Josh.
It's called patience. It takes a lot of time. It comes with a lot of pain. It comes with a lot that most people won't do. The problem is a lot of people like to talk, but they just don't take action. They don't do. You got to do, take action, right? The reason I love Nike is because what's their slogan? Just do it. You need to just do it. Whenever you're not sure. See, people like to say, ready, aim, fire. I say fire, aim, ready. I'll commit even if I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I still commit. I'll figure it out after. I have secured people over the years that I've hired into my team that I couldn't even afford. Have literally hired them, signed letters, hired them without even having the money. Yeah, and I figured it out after. I do things like that all the time. See, when you really get deep into wanting to be successful, you'll soon see success is like a game. It often leaves clues, and there's always a way, but you just got to maneuver around and figure out a way. But how it all started, I've always been in training. I love helping people, but the biggest problem is doctors and trainers are no different. A doctor without patients is unemployed, and a trainer without clients is unemployed. And one day, one of my clients said, I wish you can come to my house. I just don't have any equipment. And I was like, wow, this is a brilliant idea. No one's ever professionalized it. No one's ever started this category. Well, I'm going to do it. And here we are today with franchising now, going into our sixth year, over 250 locations in 31 states and 3 countries. Even during the pandemic, we sold 17 locations. Most people are making excuses. Oh, well, I can't sell because the pandemic, and nothing's working because the pandemic. Or listen, you got to focus on yourself, and there's always a way. If you want to find excuses, then just sit on the sideline, because someone like me is going to eat you. Just eat you.
I asked you just a minute ago off air before we got on. I said, and I knew what your response was going to be. I almost felt stupid asking you the question, but it's like the question. It's like, how have you done through this pandemic? And your response to me was what?
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. But I don't pay attention to the news. I don't pay attention. Listen, I have my own agenda, and I focus that. Okay, there's so much negativity out there. It's crazy. But this is why eagles fly alone. I'd like to introduce you. I'm an eagle. Okay, and I fly alone. I don't pay attention to anything else. Okay, and I'm doing fantastic. Why? Because I choose to do fantastic. Okay, that's it. If you want to, that's your choice. It's your choice. You want to sit and make excuses, nothing's ever going to happen.
I love it. You said earlier, success leaves clues. Who are some of the guys over the past, you said now you've been franchising for about 6 years. Like I said, the fastest growing gym franchise or athletic training franchise in America right now. You said success leaves clues. Who are some of the guys that you've patterned after or you followed? And what are some of the creative ways you've gotten in front of some of those guys to be able to learn from them? Josh?
Well, yeah. So just to clarify, we're not a gym, right? There's no brick and mortar. So we're not a gym. We're a personal training company. But listen, I just want to learn from the best. So I personally just, all the top players in the game, I just follow, I pay attention, And honestly, I reach out. I love to, connect with you. I'd love to get some help. I'd love to learn. You have to be very, very open to criticism. You have to become such a huge sponge that you can absorb as much as you can. Because although the model might be very different, there's always things to learn. And if you're not willing to open yourself up to learn, you're never going to grow. And that's very important. See, the problem is people don't like pain. People don't like being uncomfortable. If you want to be on this side, you got to go through a lot of pain, a lot of uncomfortable situations. Literally, picture yourself on fire, okay? Picture yourself on fire, and you just can't find a pool to jump into. There's no fire extinguisher around, but you got to figure out how to get the fire off, and you can't fall on the floor and try to, roll around because it's not going to work. That's what it's like. It's like getting run over by a Mack truck and getting back up and getting run over again. The problem is people just, look, people are so close to actually achieving success and then quit. They don't even realize how close they were because there's so many weak people out there. And I don't care what you want to say about it. It's the truth. There's a lot of weak people out there.
See, I agree with you, Josh. And I think somebody told me one time, they said people aren't willing to pay the price. And I think there's a lot of people that would pay the price, but I think there's two things. Number one, they don't understand what it takes. And I don't think they get around the right people to be able to learn from and glean from, something we talked about off air. Tell me a little bit about CEOs from Subway, Phil Knight from Nike. Tell me a couple of the creative things. This is the one thing, dude, I love about you, what you've done to be able to get in front of guys like that, to be able to glean and learn, even if it's just one or two things that you've learned from them personally. Tell the audience what you did to be able to get in front of guys like that.
You have to think like there's no box. Don't think outside the box. You got to think like there's no box. And you have to be very creative. If you want to be noticed, how are you going to get noticed? I ship people tires. That's what I like to do, and on the tire, I write my driving intensity will leave tread marks all over your floor. We need to connect. That's out there now, obviously. But, the problem is, I don't know how many people are actually listening right now, but none of you are going to do that. I just know you're not. You're just not going to do it. I can tell you secrets and all the crazy things I've done over the years, but you're just not going to do it because it's just too much for you to buy a tire. And I'm not talking a regular tire. I'm talking an 18-wheeler Mack truck tire. Okay. You're not going to want to pick it up. You're not going to want to go to the store and put it in the box. You're not going to want to wait in the store for 4 hours. 4 hours because you wouldn't leave because I don't want them packing the box. I got to pack the box. It's got to be a certain way. You're not going to do that. It's very simple. And that's the difference. I will do whatever it takes. Okay. See, I'm the guy that runs through the wall. I eat the studs and the nails and I come out on the other side. You want to be that person.
Tell me a little bit about the story about Phil Knight at Nike and the tire and how many times you called to be able to get that one-on-one set up with him.
So I shipped Phil Knight a tire, and Nike stated if you're lucky you would get a response within 6 months to a year, but due to the amount of packages Mr. Knight gets, you're most likely not going to get a response. I got a response in 7 days, and they also made it very clear if you not put a prepaid box in the box, they won't ship it back to you. I didn't want the tire back. The tire was to send a statement. He paid to ship the tire back to me. Okay, it's very simple. But how long did it take me? Then that's where most people quit because it's great. I got autographed stuff from Phil Knight. That's fantastic. That's not what I want. I want it all. So I had to make almost 61 phone calls, 62 phone calls to find a handler for Mr. Knight. That's what I did. And that's what you have to do. But the problem is people say, oh, I tried it. It doesn't work. Yeah, you tried it once. You tried it twice. It might take you 500 times. You don't stop. It's about consistency, being consistent over and over and over and over and over again. The problem is people don't have the discipline to do it. That's the problem.
I love that. One of the things we talk about a lot at Growth Stack Drive is think incremental, not monumental. And when you think incremental, it's that daily disciplined habit. Here's my journal for today, literally goals 2 times a day. Every morning, every evening, we're writing down goals. And people go, Ken, why do you write goals down? 2 times a day. We write goals down at 3 different periods. We write them down every morning, every evening. We write them down every time we have a setback. And this is what I ask and I share with most people. I said, the average person may write their goals down maybe once a week, maybe twice a month. Let's just give them the benefit of the doubt. You write your goals down, let's say twice a month. That's 24 times a year you're writing your goals down. I'm writing my goals down over 700 times a year. Who's going to win that race? The guy that writes it down 24 times a year or the guy that writes it down 700 times a day? And those goals are constantly in your face, screaming at you to go one more step, screaming at you to go incremental, not monumental. Because if you take those incremental discipline steps and decisions every single day, incremental always turns into monumental. Talk to me about the training aspect, because I think all of that same discipline and mindset goes into that, Josh. Talk to me about really that mindset it takes to be successful at the level you see in some of your clients and how you've helped clients transition from being out of shape and unhealthy to being in shape and healthy, and how that kind of correlates in the business realm for you.
Look, it's just commitment. That's what it is. It's just commitment. The problem is people just don't have that commitment to make a difference, make a change. And honestly, it doesn't matter if you write your goals down. It's great to write them down, but are you so obsessed that you dream them every freaking second in your mind? I don't write my goals down. They're like embedded in my head. I see them so clearly that I can cough right now and the huge cloud's going to come out to show you everything. I know what I'm headed at. Okay? It's very simple. The problem is people don't understand that, and I always like to put myself in uncomfortable situations to allow myself to get comfortable. So, I kind of relay that to working out and some of the methods of things I do. But I'm the toughest freaking person you're ever going to meet. I believe I'm the baddest person in the world. That's what I just believe. I believe that, and you should believe that too. But people need to have more of a mindset, because in business or life, 80% mindset, 20% would be the rest, tactical, strategic, whatever you want to say. But 80% mindset is needed, and that could be something as simple as going to the supermarket and just start. You could be uncomfortable talking to people. How are you going to get uncomfortable? Start asking random people, if you can have $5 from them. That's really uncomfortable, right? Or, start walking up to a person and say, excuse me, can I sing you a line from the song I love? Like, that's really weird and uncomfortable. But you know what? You'll grow from it. I swear you'll grow from it. And at the end of the day, the one who doesn't fear anything is the one that's going to succeed, because fear crushes you. And most people are scared.
So what are some of the things you do, Josh? If you got a routine that you do every day to really kind of hone in on mindset and really hone in on making sure your mindset is where it needs to be.
My workout every day is my thing, right? And although my business is not a gym, I love working out in the gym, and New York gyms are closed, so you can't work out. So what do? Oh my God, the gyms are closed. No, there's always a way. So I figured out my way. Now instead of getting up at 3:44 in the morning, I get up at 3 a.m. Because, I figured out my way to get my workout in. So I get up at 3 a.m. I do my workout. I take my ice bath, usually anywhere from 28 to 31 degrees every single day. My sauna a couple of days a week, which I'm also consistent with. But my routine is, you could have a sniper outside my door. That is how on point I am. I take the exact step at the exact second. I am so calculated. I'm never off time, ever. I don't care if there's a blizzard, a tornado, does not matter. It does not stop me. And am I motivated every day? Of course not. I was exhausted this morning. I only slept 3.5 hours. Exhausted. But I still do it no matter what. And right now I feel fantastic. I can run through freaking bricks.
This weekend, I was with Coach Michael Burt at his lodge up in Nashville for a boot camp he did for about 25 to 30 leaders. And one of the things he talked about, and you just said exactly what he talked about commitment. And one of the things he said about just that daily decision and daily habits was that when you do that, sometimes it can be boring because it's just the same thing every single day. When he said that this weekend about it being boring, are there things that you do, or what do you tell yourself when you get, like you said, do I feel like it? No. But what are some of the things you tell yourself, or even now that you're, years in this and you're seeing success, what were some of the things you told yourself then, or even when you just don't feel it? What are some of the things you tell yourself to, hey, I just got to keep rolling?
Listen, I know the feeling I get by the way I look and the work I put in, and I just go off that feeling. Listen. I never hit the snooze button ever, 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 and it's just I don't know. Look, routines can obviously definitely be boring. Of course they can. You just got to figure out how to spice them up. And I always play games in my head. Where I have these alter egos, and there's a lot of things I do that you might think are weird, but in my eyes they're very normal. And I don't want to be anything like normal, because normal doesn't work. So I would never want to be in that category. But you just got to find what works for you. And if you make excuses and you don't think it will work, and the problem is with social media, everyone's looking for something from someone else, and this person motivates me so much. Motivate your damn self. I don't need anyone to motivate me, tell me to get up and do something, or tell me to take action. I do it myself. All these people are making killings off this, like crazy money. Some of these people make so much money off this. I can start making money. Get all these people to start paying me a little bit a month to follow me, because I motivate so many people. Motivate yourself. Jeez, it's crazy.
I love it, dude. Josh, why do you think that? Why do you think that? What's the trigger that people are missing to be able to believe that what's really in their heart can come to pass? Like what's the missing link for that?
Because the way life is structured, it's set up for you to fail. Just what you're supposed to do and how you're supposed to go about it. It's just set up. It's set up for you to fail. That's it. It's just set up. You go to school.
No, I was going to say, unpack that thought for me.
Yeah. No, you go to school. Then you can tell someone that you have a dream that you want to build a home on Mars, and they're gonna laugh in your face and just laugh at you and be like, "Come on, well, that's not realistic." It's funny. Like, I think about all the teachers I've had over the years, and like, they would, if they knew where I am now, they would never believe it. They would never believe it. And I'm not trying to sound cocky at all, because I'm not that person. But like, I think from like, a revenue perspective, like what they probably make in a whole year, I'll make that in less than a month, sometimes even in a day. Why? Because I believe in myself. And there's many people who I've told over the years that I was going to do what I was going to do, and they laughed in my face, and they told me that I was never going to make it, and your business is horrible. Like, what are you doing? But you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in yourself so much that it literally is just dripping through everything. It's going through your veins. It's coming through your pores. You have to believe in yourself. Josh, believe in myself.
How did you take that rejection and people telling you no?
It fires me. It fires me up. It just fires me up. Me up.
But why does it fire you up, and some people it just deflates?
Because I just know how powerful I am. And over time you can learn that, and you'll obviously understand and learn that about yourself as you grow. But it takes time to grow. The fact is, I'm actually a very introverted person. People will never believe that, but the truth is, when I'm not like working, I just like to be with my family, and that's it. I don't party. I don't drink. I've never touched a drug in my life. I've never even been drunk ever. Right. I've never been drunk ever. High, nothing, never, nothing. I'm as clean as a whistle, and I just like spending time with my family. That's it. I'm not that person. I don't have a lot of friends. I just, like I said, eagles fly alone. But you know what? Over the years, as you get to develop and learn and put yourself in uncomfortable situations, you will get better and better. Like, I remember the first time I went on TV, I was in the bathroom throwing up. Now, most people, and I had such anxiety, I could barely breathe. If you saw that first TV segment I did, you would never even know. And then I did it, got it done. I felt great. I forced myself to do it. Second time, by the 10th time, I started getting more comfortable. And I can't even count how many times I've been on TV now, but it's just like anything else. Just like you brush your teeth, you get used to it. But if you think of, like, if you have children, you got to brush their teeth for a while, then you got to teach them, and then they're not doing it right, so you still got to do it. But then eventually they're going to be able to do it on their own, because they learn. You have to learn too. The problem is, you listen to everyone else when everyone else tells you that you can't do it, and that makes no sense. If you're going to surround yourself around people that are miserable, people who just are not going anywhere in life, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with making $50,000-$60,000 a year and watching, every single show on TV and sitting at home. That's fine too. There's nothing wrong with that. Just don't complain. Don't complain.
Right.
But if you want great things, like I've never even watched Netflix before. And people laugh at that and be like, come on, you're joking. I've never even turned it on. I don't even know how to get it. I'm assuming you go to the website, you got to stream it or something, but I've never even watched it. I watch zero TV. I have no time for TV, and that's not a priority of mine. But different strokes for different folks.
Right. Yeah, but you're focused on your thing, dude. I get to interview a lot of people, man. We've got we've got our Growth Stack Drive Virtual Summit tonight. You were with us last month on that. I get to interview a lot of people, dude. I'm gonna be honest with you. You, my guy Anthony Trucks, Garen Jones are probably a few of the most passionate guys I get around, and you literally are probably at the top of that list.
No,
dude,
I am at the top.
I listen to it. Dude, I love there are very few guys I get around who challenge me, who talk trash to me and send me videos and talk trash to me about how much energy they're about to bring on my show. Dude, I am super, super grateful for your time. Final thought. What now, we talked a little bit about this off air before we started today. What's like your favorite book or podcast that you've read maybe in the last few months? It's kind of, what is it?
Shoe Dog, Story of Nike. I've read it a long time ago, but it's the best book ever. It's
from Phil Knight.
It's the greatest business book you'll ever read in your life. I am obsessed with that book. It is the greatest book ever. I implore you to read that book. Implore you. If you want to get into business, read that book.
Awesome. Dude, I appreciate it. Hey, guys, listen, thanks for joining us today. Josh, again, bro, thank you so much for taking time away from your business to be able to pour into other people. Guys, this is the Growth Stack Drive Weekday Live with my good friend Josh York from Gym Guys Franchise in New York City. Join us tonight, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time for our virtual summit. We've got some killers on tonight. David Meltzer, Brandon Dawson, Garen Jones.
You have Uncle Dave on. You got Uncle Dave on. That's my main man. You tell David how much I love him, and listen. David and I are like this. You go ask my man, Mr. Meltzer. David's great, so you guys are in for a treat.
Yes. Yeah, I had Dave on my podcast about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and then I found out Greg Reed, who wrote 3 Feet from Gold, him and Greg were super tight. And as soon as I found out that they were close, because David was like, listen, when you come to Southern California, we need to hang out. And I'm like, I was just there 2 weeks ago, actually spending some time at Greg's home. And he was like, well, he's one of my longest, dearest friends. We've been in a small group together of business owners and leaders. And it's amazing when you get around certain guys and you find out they've got a relationship together because they have that same DNA and that same thread in them. So yeah, I'll definitely say hi to David for you tonight. Love him and love his passion to help people. Dude, I appreciate it, my friend.
Thank you very much, Ken. Take care, bud. Appreciate you having me.
Love you, buddy. See you, man. Hey, guys, thanks for joining us today and have a blessed day. See you, buddy.